1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Almost a weekend and you don't know what to do. Or you just need something fun to listen to.
Southside Pod!
Yes, we're on the air.
Southside Pod!
And the gang's all here, all things on the South Side. We're listening to the Southside Pod. Looking for the best Southside breweries. Or you might just need an awesome place to eat.
Southside Pod!
Mount Greenwood, Evergreen,
Southside Pod!
Blue Island, Beverly, Payless, and Allsup too. You're tuned into the Southside Pod.
Southside Pod!
Oakland, Midlothian,
Southside Pod!
Oak Forest, Chicago Ridge, Flossmoor, and Bridgeview. You're listening to Southside Pod.
Did you hear what Bill's been doing lately?
What have I been doing?
Bill has
have you?
enlisted his children into reviewing parks on the south side of Chicago,
Yeah, you know what?
which I think is it's
I want to talk
incredible.
about the
promise-
recent
I
review.
promise-
You
my
clearly got
daughters-
this idea from Southside Pod, who covers everything
Yeah,
in
it's
Chicago,
very
and then
true.
you're like, oh, I'm going to do something with my children
Yeah,
where we
for the
review
South
just
Side.
parks on the south side of
So
Chicago.
if you're on Facebook, you can go to Alex and Ava's Southside Park Reviews,
Right.
and we're gonna.
You've already got a spin-off.
It's
We're like
true.
12
Yeah, right, yeah.
episodes in, you've got your own spin-off.
We're like
the Southside
we're like
Pod.
the 8 is enough.
Right. Joni loves Chachi is
Yeah,
what you are right now.
right.
Right, exactly.
We're
You're
just
three's
the
a
10 of
crowd.
us.
Right. You're Frasier. That's what you are. That's what you are right now.
But anyway, my daughter said, "Oh, I want to do a blog." She watches all these YouTube channels where like these kids, like these multi-billionaire YouTube kids, like review
I hate those
toys
kids.
and stuff.
I hate 'em.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
and that I
But
don't understand.
She's like, "I want to do a YouTube channel on," because I promised her we're gonna do a different park a week the whole summer. We're going all around different parks.
You know what? You make me as a dad, you make me sick because you're so good at what you do. But all right,
So we decided to do a Facebook review page instead, and it's gotten some legs.
what is this called? I want to bring it up because I want to take a look at your last review, Ava.
Alex and Ava's
Alex and
Playground
Ava's.
and Park Reviews.
All right.
So they go to different parks on the south side exclusively, by the way.
Now I've looked this up here on Facebook because I already subscribed. I just couldn't remember what it was, and I saw that you just recently did one.
Memorial Park in Oak Lawn.
Which
Now,
no,
who's
listen,
writing
I'm
these?
still
You're
calling
clearly-
it Rocket Park. I don't care. I'm calling it Rocket,
Rocket
Park.
Ship
Rocket,
Park,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
You're clearly writing the whole
I'm
thing.
taking notes from the girls, and I'm adultifying it.
Do you
know?
sit down with them and specifically
Yes.
ask them questions?
Absolutely.
Okay.
But I also want to add some stuff in there for the parents. You know, so I try to put some things in there because it means a lot. Where to me, if you can stand in a park and see all parts of the park. So you can just kind of sit on a bench and see your 3-year-old or your 5-year-old and know exactly where they are. They're not hidden behind anything. They're not out of sight. They're not out of view. But there's paths that you can walk around if you got a little, baby in a stroller. There's picnic benches where you can sit them down and have a juice or a snack. So I try to make it like for everybody.
So here's from his review of the park over at 103rd and Major, just west of Central, in Oak Lawn.
Yes,
Okay, which used to be Rocket Park,
Rocket Ship Park.
and
I
now
think
what's it
used to
called now?
Memorial Park.
Memorial Park. You're right. This park has it all. It should be 3 separate reviews because of all the amenities.
That's very true.
Okay, so give me the 3 separate things that
Well, we
it would
have
be.
its playground, which is a space shuttle themed park.
Okay.
Which is cool for the imagination and the play factor.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And I'm sure
Plus, it
you,
replaced the giant rocket that used to be in that park.
Right. That was metal and
And like
hurt
50
you.
feet high, and I fell off at least
Yeah.
twice when I was a kid.
it builds character and puts hair on your chest.
But there's a pond there right next, and I just saw actually on Oak Lawn's website, this Park District's website, that they just stocked it with like 150 catfish, and they have
Can you fish in it?
Yes, you can fish. They invite people to fish, and the rules are, it said something like catch the catfish, take a picture of it within 1 minute, post it to our site, and then let it go.
That's pretty cool.
But that was the thing. It's a nice little pier you can fish off of. But the biggest, I think, draw to this park at Memorial Park at 103rd and Major is the splash pad. Yeah. It's huge. And a lot of times you get like a little water feature here and there, a fountain the kids can run through. This is massive. And
you don't
it's-
have to have a membership
it's
to go in it.
free.
Think about all the times you have like little kids and you're like, should I join this pool when they're really going to just run around the splash pad anyway? And
yeah.
this you can do for free.
90-degree day, bring your kids out there. They can play at the park. They can play at the splash pad. Yeah, you leave your fishing poles in the car if you want to make a day out of it. I mean, you could literally spend a whole day at Memorial Park.
That's insane. I did not realize it was that big.
And there's a great picture of Bill in a Speedo running through the splash pad, too.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
That's fine. Yeah, that's
Look at that.
encouraged.
That's cute.
Me and a catfish too.
It is now time for your Southside Pod Word on the Street, brought to you proudly by Blue Island Beer Company, 13357 Old Western Avenue. Don't forget, every Tuesday, full-size drafts, $1 off. The Palos Hills Friendship Fest is back this summer, and it kicks off the day this episode comes out on July the 8th. Classic car show, petting zoo, arts and crafts, pony rides, a carnival every night, craft beers in the beer tent along with some wine and your favorites, live music every day of the festival. And don't forget the fireworks on Sunday when the sun sets. This year, something special for those with physical or mental challenges from 3 to 5 p.m. on Friday the 9th. Lights, bells, and music turned off for a calmer experience. In Evergreen Park, they have a brand new mayor. State Representative Kelly Burke took over and is now doing double duty after the retirement of James Sexton. He did 20 years as the mayor of Evergreen Park and 40 years working for the village. So there is a big retirement party. Anybody who wants to go, 6 to 9 p.m., Wednesday, the 21st of July, 115 Bourbon Street in Marionette Park. $40 tickets sold at the door. You cannot get these in advance. Show up at 115 Bourbon Street, $40, drinks, appetizers, live entertainment. Mark it on the calendar. The City of Oak Forest is looking for firefighters and paramedics, and they're giving the hourly rate of $20. Some will work 12 and some will work 24-hour shifts. If you want to apply, go to oakforest.org and put a dash between the oak and the forest. In Tinley Park, they may be changing the cannabis ordinance, and that could lead to more than 100 new licenses being issued in the village. Hold on a second, 100 new cannabis licenses just inside of Tinley Park? Tinley's about to be all kinds of chill. Remember, if you have something you want to share with the Southside, go to southsidepod.com, click on the little blue microphone in the bottom right-hand corner on any device, leave us a message. We'll get it in on Southside Pod, found everywhere podcasts can be found and always at southsidepod.com. I have a confession to make. It's true, and I'm guessing you have done the same thing. Put more time into thinking about what's for dinner than preparing for your retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, I agree with you, and I want to help you out. I've got a local, experienced, down-to-earth guy who's a friend of this show. He's got a get-to-know-you approach and do the right thing values, and he's been around for over 20 years right here on the South Side. His name is Tom Walsh. He's located on the corner of 111th and Kedzie, and he's waiting for your call. In times of financial uncertainty, how can you stay on track? Call someone who's invested in your success. Reach out to Tom now, 773-779-0023, or pop in at the office right on 111th and Kedzie. Tell him we sent you. Edward Jones, Making Sense of Investing, member SIPC. One of the traditional things to do on the South Side is 16-inch softball. And I like to play in a church league and pretend that I'm actually good at it. These guys here sitting at the 9-foot homemade oak bar are probably a little bit better than me, and they also run an incredible event. I'm sure if you are from the South Side, you have heard of Papa Hops. And I've got Tommy and Liam Hopkins down here. Guys, how are you?
Good. How's it going?
How's it going, Chris?
Good. Okay, so Papa Hops is named after your dad, is that right?
Yep, that's correct.
All right, tell me a little bit about it. How long has it been going on?
Yeah, so we started the foundation in the summer of 2014. Unfortunately, our father back in March of 2014 passed away from melanoma, skin cancer. It was a quick 9-week stint, but he was fortunate. It was actually the second time that he was diagnosed. He got diagnosed in his early 30s, so we like to look at it in a positive light. God gave him 30 years to raise a family, have kids, and leave a hell of a legacy that we've been fortunate turn into a 16-inch softball tournament that we host every summer, the Friday after the 4th of July, and this will be our 7th annual.
Was he a big 16-inch softball guy? Was that why you picked it up? Like, was Dad always out there playing or what? No.
No, the
No.
farthest from that. He was more of a behind the scenes guy, kind of big sports guy, you know.
Okay.
Always a fan, always a spectator, you know.
Right. You guys just like 6-inch softball. Is that what this was?
Yeah, you could say that.
More so playing with our friends growing up, and then obviously early on in college, like the summer leagues. And what was big was with us, we're all 2 years apart. It's Tommy's the oldest. We got a middle brother, Martin, myself, and then the little princess of the family, our little sister, Annie. So we're all 2 years apart. Back in like 2012, he wanted to keep, he was just a huge advocate of obviously sports in general, seeing the park filled with kids and just people from the neighborhood, just whether they're playing football or softball, baseball. And so he teamed up with a few of his good buddy Mike Cummings from McNally Sports Bar and was able to do like a beer league that we did. So they kind of got a few of the local bars to sponsor, and it was college kids 21 and older, and on the weekend Sundays they would play 2 games. And so it went for 2 years, and it was a huge success. And it was just great to see the kids that were gone on from playing youth sports now in college coming back, you know, just hanging out in the park and everything. And that's kind of what brought it and kind of like ignited, you know, us wanting to do a softball tournament. And unfortunately, when he got sick, and we kind of talked, my siblings and I, and just we wanted to do something just to shine light, you know, on cancer. And unfortunately, it's a huge thing on the south side. And this was just kind of the way that it went. And we were like, let's do a softball tournament. And we chose a Friday night because we thought it would be cool, you know, doing it in one night. And we rented lights, and it was funny. Tommy was on the phone. I mean, we were 20 and 22 years old on the phone with like a rental company renting lights for the park. And it was awesome. It was 18 teams, and that was in 2014.
You got 18 teams the first year you did this.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I want to say that speaks to the love of 16-inch softball, but some of that's got to be that there were a lot of people that wanted to support you guys because of your dad, right?
100%.
I mean, like, my dad was very, you know, the community meant the world to him, and always staying involved, whether it was running St. Cadgeon's football program or coaching us in basketball. Like, he was always involved. And I think because of him, we had such a huge turnout, and to this day, now we have a huge following.
And it's on the 9th, so it's this Friday here. Where's it at?
Kennedy Park, 113th and Western.
113th and Western at Kennedy Park. So are the teams all set? Like, what happens if somebody hears this right now and they're like, well, I want to play? Or if they're like, I want to at least get out there and watch the games. Give me the details.
So with this tournament being such a large event, it starts out, it's 3 parks. Kennedy Park is the home base. That's where the quarterfinals and on are played from 7:15 on. The quarterfinals are played at Kennedy Park. Tournament starts out 5 p.m. and it's a 32-team single elimination tournament.
Holy cow.
And it's played at Kennedy Park, Mount Greenwood Park, and Beverly Park in order to accommodate such a large event. So we have a huge, you know, connection with the superintendents from each of those parks and the supervisors. They've been great helping us out, get the fields ready with the park district. And yeah, it's Mount Greenwood will have 6 games, the first at 5 p.m., then it goes down to 4. Beverly Park has 4 games, goes down to 2 at 6:15. And then by 7:15, all games, the quarterfinals, is played at Kennedy Park, which is home base. So it is kind of an invite only, but it's more so a wait list. It's such an overwhelming, people reach out to us yearly, and now it's gotten so big. We get people from the north side, and it's very humbling. I mean, people want to get involved. They want to play in the tournament. We have about 12 teams right now on the wait list, and it's really only changed. It's grown over the years. We have 29 teams playing from 2019. So we invite the teams that played in the previous tournament, and that's how they get a chance to play in Papa Hops. And then from there, if teams can't make it, we cut from there and go to the wait list. And yeah, it's just grown over the years.
So how competitive are these games? Because then what you're basically on here telling us about it because this is likely something that somebody may want to go see.
So we have the St. Rita's Fathers Club that cook hamburgers, hot dogs. So we'll have food. For little kids, we'll have the jump fun.
Oh, you got the jumpies.
Obstacle
courses.
You got to have that. I mean, it's Papa Hops. You got to have kids hopping.
If you got nothing going on a Friday, you could just grab a cooler and a lawn chair and come on out and hang out with the community.
That's awesome. And there's multiple parks, too. But the main one is, I would guess that the food and everything's at the main park at Kennedy.
Yes, all the events, the activities that are involved, the event are all at Kennedy Park. only softballs going on at Mount Greenwood and Beverly because it's pretty quick. And then from there, it all goes to Kennedy Park. We have merchandise that is on sale. We got new hats, some bucket hats, some tournament T-shirts with our sponsors. We got over 65 sponsors this year, and it's been like our biggest success in terms of fundraising for the foundation. We have raffles, a few White Sox versus Cubs tickets that are going to be coming up that we're going to be raffling off, a big split the pot, and that's where you draw the crowd. It's a neighborhood, family-friendly event, but it is a competitive tournament, softball-wise. It's a lot of neighborhood people, but we limit it with a major player, they call it, because there is competitive 16-inch softball. We limit that to 2 players per team. So it's pretty much your weekly softball.
You only have so many
teams.
ringers on the team. Is what
pretty
you're
much
telling
is
me.
what
Are you playing with the clinchers that come out of there that is as hard as a rock where you're going to lose a finger, or is it already a little soft?
No, brand new softballs
Oh
every game.
my goodness!
Yep,
I won't even
out
go
of the
near
box.
a game like that. I'm a big pansy. I'm not going to go anywhere near it. I play in beer league softball. I want my softball already pretty soft when it's hit at me. Holy cow! All right, so we're going to have some competitive softball out there. Some good games to see at Kennedy Park on Friday night, and all the proceeds go again to
the Tom Hopkins Foundation, which our mission is we support families that have been affected by cancer in our community. Unfortunately, it's a lot of adolescents that have been affected, but also young adults to families that are parents, and we like to try to help ease the burden, whether they use it for medical costs or they go on a vacation, or they use it towards, a tuition bill or whatever they choose to do. And fortunately, the foundation has been able to support over 40 families in the past 7 years. We've raised over $350,000, and then another small part of the portions go to local youth athletic programs. Like Tommy mentioned earlier, Father is a huge advocate of, youth sports and just being involved in the community and the different leagues and the schools, Catholic grade school system. So we've donated over $40,000 to 10 Catholic grade schools athletic departments in support of youth athletics, where they buy sports equipment, jerseys, uniforms, and that's kind of another shine a light moment with the foundation that's very humbling for us to be able to do.
You guys have a website? Anything that people could check out if they want?
Yeah, so we have a website. It's www.papahops.org, papahops.org. We're also on Facebook at Papa Hops 16-inch softball tournament. We're on Instagram as well, Papa Hops 19, Twitter, Papa Hops 19. On our homepage, there's a donate button. You could donate. Like we said, all proceeds benefit the Tom Hopkins Foundation.
You got some sweet hats too you brought by. Like, are those like, people buy those?
Yeah, so that's...
Those, I mean, some of them I'm like, I would just buy that hat. That hat's sweet looking.
It's a cool... It's like an Irish infinity knot. It's actually the logo of the crest is our dad's headstone. So it's kind of got a Trinity knot with a heart in the middle, and we've used that. That's been our logo since day one, and kind of putting a softball around it. The whole softball community and the Papa Hops supporters, they love it. And our merchandise, we kind of really do a good job making sure that we have good product out there for people supporting us, and they love it. And that's kind of what keeps it going.
First thing I want to say is very Southside 16-inch softball, helping other families, helping people that are dealing with cancer, taking care of the kids. That's awesome. Also, very Southside, putting www in front of when you give out a web address. I thought that was awesome. All right, check out Papa Hops. The 9th, it's this Friday up at Kennedy Park. Liam, Tommy, thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having us.
Now is not the time to go. I feel the morning afterglow, and it feels so very strange. It's very, very frightening. I realize what's happening. Could it be that I fall in love? She's the only one for me, and she's got everything I need. Turn my back and run away. She's the only one for me, and she's got everything I need. Turn my back and run away. Now is not the time to go. I feel the morning afterglow, and it feels so very strange. Very, very frightening. I realize what's happening. Could it be that I fall in love? She's the only one for me, and she's got everything I need. Turn my back and run away. She's the only one for me, and she's got everything I need. Turn my back and run away.
Building relationships, supporting the community, and service. These are the things that Country Financial stands for. They're neighbors who lend a helping hand and support the fabric of your community, including charitable organizations, sports, financial education, and civic organizations. And since Country is already your neighbor, they want to get together and chat. Call your local Country Financial representative, Mike Thauer, today at 708-425-1559 to talk about the things that are important to you and how he can help you protect them. It is now time for your South Side Sound Check. Live music is back at many venues. Check out these. Friday night, the 8th of July, there's free music over in Beverly Park, 2640 West 102nd Street. Over the Side Band takes the stage at 7 p.m. It's all brought to you by the 19th Ward Youth and Community Foundation. Native Southside Band, described as an Americana/alt country soul band. Get your cooler, get your blanket, free music on a Friday night. On Saturday the 10th from 9 p.m. until 12 a.m., The Unusual Suspects return to Jesse's Tavern, Chicago Ridge 10501 Ridgeland Avenue. They have several unnecessary Z's in their band name, but the price is free and it should be a good time. And on Sunday, Blue Island Beer Company, 13357 Old Western Avenue, brings you a bluegrass band that would have been at this year's Frankfurt Bluegrass Fest. Check out Chain Station live on the patio. $10 donation suggested on the 11th, this Sunday, 3 to 6 p.m. An eclectic group of music out there, and it's all free. You learned about it on Southside Pod. All right, so I met maybe one of the dumbest human beings on the face of the earth.
Mike is sitting right here, dude.
That really hurts, Chris. It hurts deep down.
And what made this person the dumbest human being that I've ever met, or one of the dumbest human beings that I've ever met in my entire life, was her insistence
We got a her.
that she was not wrong, even though she was clearly wrong. Okay?
Clearly wrong what? Factual or
Factual.
within your
No.
standards?
Factual with data and looking
Data.
at it and saying no.
Data?
Or data. Data or data.
Data,
What's
which, whatever
data?
You
you
say
want to
tomato,
call it.
I say tomato, you say
Hey,
data,
I'm
I
I
say
say
just
data.
saying,
huge, I say
Right.
huge.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm sorry. I was
I
thrown
go in
off
to
by
get
your-
I go in to get my second Moderna shot a while back, right?
Is this a real story?
It's a real story.
Okay.
Go in to get my second Moderna shot, which, by the
Team
way,
Moderna, woo!
the Cadillac of the shots right there.
That's
the
right.
Moderna one. It's the one shot they never find anything wrong with. Like the Pfizer one, they're like, hey, a couple of these kids might have hearts the size of a
I'll
horse.
send you some links.
Right.
Don't worry.
Anyway, the problem with it is that second shot is just brutal. And I spent like 24 hours later, I was on the couch shaking like I was going to die.
Oh, you had the shakes too?
Oh, it was horrible. Okay. The worst thing I got in 14 months during
It
this
sounds
pandemic
so much better than not getting corona.
was side effects from the vaccine. That was the worst thing that happened to me in the last 14 months, health-wise.
You're doing pretty good, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this idiot who's going to give me the shot at this pharmacy that I'm scheduled to come into is not the person I dealt with the first time. And I come walking in, and as I'm sitting down, she goes, "Where's your wife?" Because she looks at my name. And I go, "Well, she just got hers a week ago," because Erica waited forever to get one. Like, she just wasn't in the mood to get it. I don't know what it is. I go, no, she just got it last week. And she takes the shot that she's about to put in my arm, puts it down on the tray, and looks at me with all seriousness and says, "No, she was not in last week. She came in with you. I remembered." I've never seen this woman before in my life. Never in my life.
It's that other Chris Lanuti.
So I look at her and I go, "I'm sorry, I think you're mistaken. I've never seen you before in my life."
That's what you said last time.
Like, she was,
This is your fourth shot, sir. You're in like an episode of like some Ray Bradbury theater now at this point. Sorry, go ahead.
So I go, that's not true. You were not the person that took care of me. I had like a 6'4" dude that took care of me last
Beginnings
time.
of Chris's
Hey.
schizophrenia.
It definitely wasn't you. And she goes, no, you and your wife came in together. I said, I'm telling you, lady, she was just here a week ago. She's crazy and decided that like she wasn't getting it because she was going to grow a tail or something. And then I finally told her like, you'll be fine. And she looked at me and she noticed the tail wasn't growing off of me. So she decided she was coming in to get her vaccine.
Okay.
And so she goes to her computer. She scrolls through the names and finds Erica's name. She looks at her name, point blank. I can see it on the screen. And she goes, it says right here, she came in the same time as you. I said, that's absolutely impossible. She literally just got the shot. Like, it's impossible. Like now at this point, I'm thinking to myself, either A, I'm stuck in some weird Ray Bradbury
so far
thing.
you started the story saying she was the stupidest person you ever met, but I'm on her side to this point in your story, by the way.
Because she's looking at a computer screen, right?
Yeah, they don't lie.
Computers don't lie.
Ever.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod.
OMG!
OMG!
It's the SSP!
It's the SSP.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
It's the Southside Pod!
It's the Southside Pod. And I go. Look, if this is how this process works, that you can't keep this straight, we're all
Pull up
screwed.
my computer screen.
Right. So she
It says right here that you're an idiot.
she comes back over
In my Word document.
and she goes to pick up the shot. And she goes, she should get in here today. I said, well, she's not coming in here today because she's not due for
Just
another
squirt
3
it
weeks.
in my mouth and I'll go home and spit at her. Like a mama bird.
Can I transmit this to her through like intimate contact? Like maybe I can do it. Like that. Like good
Honey,
excuse.
honey,
Good excuse.
here's how I gotta give
Yeah.
you your
Good excuse.
shot.
The pharmacist says, sweetheart. Now go with me on this.
This is
Remember
like getting
that
a
thing
free
that I asked
shot.
you to do last week and you said not a chance in hell?
We have to do that twice.
In order to not get COVID? That's how it's going to have to happen.
It's gonna have to go that way. She showed me a diagram and everything. It was on the wall of the pharmacy. How to give the COVID vaccine to your partner. So now she's angry. She puts the shot back down on the tray. Now she's walked away from me again.
You just did it
I'm thinking
yourself.
about just jamming myself at this point, right? Like I'm like, come on. She goes back and she
like
looks at the
Uma
computer.
Thurman in Pulp Fiction, just jam it into your chest.
So she goes back, she looks at the computer again, she's staring at this thing dumbfounded, and she goes, oh, wait. No, you're right. She only got it a week ago. I'm like, oh, thank God. So now she comes back,
She's like, I don't even work here.
and she goes to pick up the shot. Now, everybody in the world has heard that when you get the second Moderna shot, it's brutal. Like, this is a known fact. Like, you can go on the Moderna website,
Right.
and they will tell you, by the way,
You might die of a blood clot.
Hold on tight for the next one.
this
No,
is going to
no blood
suck the
clot.
second shot. First shot, you're going to be like, this is no big deal. My arm got sore. Second one, this is going to suck, okay? It should have a warning that says, just be advised, this is going to suck.
Make no plans for the next 24
So I
hours.
tell her she's about to give me the shot. I'm like, so like what works better? Is it like ibuprofen or acetaminophen? Is there some special thing? Because I hear you get bad headaches. You get really sick from this one. The second one is really bad. She goes, no. You don't get sick from the Moderna shot. And I look at her, I go, yeah, you do. And she goes, no. You don't get sick from the Moderna
What was your last
shot.
name? Fauci?
And so,
Sorry.
and I go, she goes, whatever your side effects were the first time or your side effects the second time. And I said, and then I couldn't help myself. See, this is my problem. I should have just shut up. I go, literally on the Moderna website, it says that the second shot is bad and to prepare for side effects. She puts the freaking shot back down on the tray and walks
Just
back to the
take the
computer.
shot and get the hell out of CVS, man. What are you doing?
At this point, I go, am I going to get the shot? And she turns around and she walks over and in complete and utter anger, takes this thing and jabs it into me like she's giving me the
In
Uma
your
Thurman.
eyeball.
Like she did.
Yeah.
She Pulp Fictions me in the side of my arm. And when she does it, it hurts like hell. And I go, oh, that hurt. And I go, the
She's
first.
like twisting it.
Yeah.
You liked it?
You think you're so smart. being able to read computer screens and everything like that. I'll teach you. And she goes, and her response is, I was too tense when she gave me the shot, and that's why it hurt.
Yeah.
So as I got up, I audibly said, probably because of the conversation I've been having for the last 15 minutes, and walked out of the door.
Yeah.
But I mean, like,
And
I
then
came
you waited
home.
15 minutes to leave, right?
And I came home. Yeah, I sat there for 15 minutes and stewed because I had to wait to make sure I don't, pass out or something like that. Then I get home, and the first thing I said, like, my wife goes, "How was the second shot?" I'm like, if the side effects are anything like the conversation that comes with it, you're screwed. like, this is why people haven't gotten the shot, I've decided. Because of how ridiculously complicated they've made this. Like, on the online sign-up form for Evergreen Park Pharmacy, they ask you for not only your insurance information, but if you're willing to pay the bill if it's not covered. And these are all supposed to be free.
Yeah, the government says you can't bill anybody.
My wife was like, they're going to charge me? Now, I know they're not going to charge her, but how many people said, well, then F that? Like, they've done such a terrible job with this whole thing in so many ways. It's ridiculous what's going on. And then I have to have an argument with somebody to get the second shot?
She definitely didn't work there.
I was gonna say, my guy asked me what I was gonna do right after I got my shot. I'm like, I'm going on vacation. You should have gone where I went.
And then Mike woke up with his pants unbuttoned.
Darn right you're going on vacation.
Thank you for listening to see what's happening on the Southside Pod. On the Southside Pod. Join us again and be sure to tell a friend about the Southside Pod. About the Southside Pod. All things about the neighborhood we live in. All things about the places that we go. It's the best side of Chicago, the South Side Pod.
Are you going to Limp Bizkit?
No.
You keep talking about it on Facebook.
I
keep
might be
thinking you're
going to
Limp
Korn
Bizkit.
and Stained.
Isn't Limp
Stained
Bizkit
Tea?
playing with them? Don't they always all tour together? Like, is that like
It's not like a
they
group
the same
package.
band?
Yeah, they just are always together,
It's
right?
like the red, yellow, and green pepper you buy at the grocery store.
Exactly.